Hey everybody, it's Pam with Silver and Sparkles, and I have a easy peasy project for us today. It is, well, it started off as a trifold, and I guess it still is, but I added some extra flips. So let me just show you. It's pretty skinny. I think it's going to be great if you want to send it through the mail or tuck inside a larger journal. But it opens like this. That was the trifold, but then I added these. So without the extras, there was your trifold. And then I thought, well, let's just, make it then a double trifold. Isn't that cute? So I attached this one so that it would be a nice deep pocket. I think it's so cute. And I used papers by Cherith Arts, her minimalist Christmas papers. I've used these on some other projects already this season, so you might already have them. But if not, I'll have them linked if you're interested for you in the description to her Etsy shop. But they're so cute. But then I just started using scraps. I have so many paper scraps that need to get used up that I used sentiments from my Santa and Friends kit. This is an image from my retro Christmas kit. And then I have some fun little vintage images. These are from the Digital Collage Club. So, kind of all over the place, but I think it's fun and looks cute. There's a Santa and Friends. So again, just kind of using up what I have. I put another little pocket here, some words, little circle. So I just had fun decorating it, and I kept it pretty simple. So again, you can go crazy with ribbons, and I added this wreath onto the front of the paper. However much or little you want to do. You don't have to make this Christmas themed. This would be a great insert for any theme or style junk journal. So it's pretty easy. You do want to start with a piece of paper, or I'm using 8.5 by 11. If you're going to use my measurements, that's the size you need to start with. And I did print on both sides. So the first scoring is quite simple. We are going to score, I'm going to double check my notes. We're going to score at 3¼ inches first, and then at 7¼ inches. I'll have all the measurements and the scoring for you in the description, so you don't have to worry about that. So let's set that one aside for just a minute. And then you also need a piece of paper. Find mine. I've got mine all cut here. That measures 4 inches by 11. So again, I took another 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, and I just cut a 4-inch section on that 8.5 inch side. So you get a 4 by 11. I've already scored this one, but we'll score it carefully together. This one you're going to score at la-di-da. Oh, my notes turned to a different page. No wonder. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. 3.5 and 7¼ So this should be scored at 3.5 and 7¼ Okay, and this is going to be the inside trifold. And that is, well, we could go ahead and score the 2 flaps as well. So, or you know what, let's wait, because once we get it folded together, one's a little bit wider than the other, and we want to make sure we choose the correct one. All right. So let's just fold our paper on those score lines, and this is an 8.5 by 11 inch piece. And I say that to mean make sure it is folding straight. It is really easy, even when you score it, to do something like that if you're not paying attention, or even off just a smidge. So just make sure everything is lining up before you do your hard crease. All right, cute, right? Just the way it is. I love these papers. And then if you get your piece that is the 4 by 11, it should, if I did all the measuring right, it should nestle right in there. okay? And then open up like this. I am going to notch mine in the center right here. So I'm just grabbing, this is a 1 3/4 inch circle punch. I'm just using my eyeball method between this fold line and this fold line to try to get close to the center. You can mark it if you want to and make sure yours is centered, but I'll be okay either way. Now, I did do quite a bit of inking in the first folio, and I like that look. I am an inker. If you want to skip the inking, feel free. I like the looks. Every once in a while I don't ink a project, but it's rare. It's rare. So I am using my favorite brown, which is Walnut Stain Distress Ink. So thank you guys. I'm going to chat while I'm just putting a little ink on both of these pieces. Thank you guys for joining me today. I hope y'all are having a great December. And if you celebrate the holidays, I hope you're having a lovely time. I am pleased you're here. If you're a returning someone who's subscribed and you return and watch my videos, thank you, thank you. You guys leaving me comments and interacting with me really makes a big difference for my little channel. I am getting close to 10,000 subscribers, and it'll probably be another month or two, I would say, maybe longer. We'll see. If I have a video that does really well, it could go quicker, but you guys help by giving me thumbs ups and leaving me comments. Some of you share my videos. All those things really make a difference. So thank you, thank you. I am planning, I haven't decided what it's going to be yet, but I am going to do a giveaway when we get to 10,000 subscribers. So keep an eye out for that. Come back to learn about that. It'll probably be one of my journals. Again, I haven't decided quite yet what I'm going to do. And anyway, I'm excited about that. It's the first time I've told you guys that. So I've just been thinking about it a little bit, and I'm just so grateful. So just a little way to say thank you back. So this one, when I folded it off camera, and I think I had it folded a little incorrect. So hopefully I'm on the correct score lines there. Again, it's paper, it's fixable, nothing to stress about. You can move it over just a touch if you have to. Everything works out. All right. Now, on these papers, one thing is that I really like about this particular designer on Etsy is she, in most of her kits, I've noticed that I've purchased, she gives you, you know, some papers, some digitals, and they're great. But then she also gives you the 12 by 12 tiles, or the square tiles that you can make 12 by 12 paper. Or you can use the tiles smaller and build different patterns with the image. So if you want to have a piece like how I did this one, is I used the tile and made a nice big image for my folio. And I did the same thing on this paper, bigger images. But if you look in the kit, this pattern is tiny on a page, just like these cute little funny Santa hats. Let me find, oh, here, I know where it is. So this one I made to make them a little bit larger, but the paper in the kit itself are these teeny tiny ones, and see then how they coordinate. How fun is that? And you can use the free version of Canva to play with that. So you don't have to. If that stresses you out, don't even worry about it. But do pay attention when you're purchasing kits, because like the Edith Holden one that I love, it's inspired by Edith Holden that Cherith has. Those are the tiles. So you either just print them the way they are, or you do want to pop them into Canva, manipulate them to make more pattern papers, but they're called seamless, so you can build with them, and they are fun. Okay, the first thing we're going to do, so I've been chit-chatting, is we are going to put the small trifold and install it on this back panel. And all I'm going to do is, I know that I want to glue this down so it becomes a pocket, and I want these to stay open. So I'm going to fold it up the way that I want it, and I'm gonna hold it at the top. You can see my notch, and we're gonna add glue to these 3 sides so that it will stay open and be a pocket. And I'm gonna try to do my beads of glue nice and thin, so I take up as little space in my pocket as possible. All right. And if you want to use some of the supplies that I use with my paper crafting and junk journaling, you can take a quick visit over to my Amazon storefront, my Amazon shop. Not everything I use is there, but things like glue, ink, paper, you know, all of that kind of stuff. Some of the glitter and bling and just fun things, how I bind my journals, that kind of stuff. Those supplies are there. And it is an affiliate link, so Amazon pays me a few pennies at no cost to you if you make a purchase. So thank you. And even if you're not planning on buying anything, pop over there, click on my links. It tells everybody, Amazon, YouTube, you like what you're seeing. Okay, now these are the 2 panels. I think these are the 2, these 2 that I pre-cut. This is just an extra to layer to make the extra flaps. Okay, so the one for the left hand flap, because it's more narrow, is 3 1/4 inches by 8 1/2, and then this one is 3 3/4 inches by 8 1/2. And this is where I didn't want to get confused. We're gonna score a 1/4 inch on this one on the right hand side, so it opens like this. And on this one, we're going to score it on the left-hand side, so it opens like that. And I want to see the winter scene with the little houses and trees and everything on this side. Okay, it's going to open like that. So let me grab my scoreboard. And again, we're doing a 1/4 inch. So on the smaller one, the 3 1/4 inch, we're going to lay it right there, and I scored it on the left-hand side. Now, this one is 3 3/4 inches, so I can score it at 3 1/2, and I have my score on the right. You could also turn it upside down and do a 1/4 inch. Whatever is easiest for you. You just want to have that 1/4 inch hinge on both of these. So I'm going to carefully, the 1/4 inch isn't very big. And I'm thinking on my other one, I may have done a 1/2 inch. Let's make sure this is going to fit in here. It does. I may have still just done a 1/2 inch. I'm also going to show you what we're going to do to make sure this fits on the panel correctly. So just carefully fold everything up. And if you want to ink, well, don't ink yet, because we are going to trim off a sliver. You can choose the top or the bottom. You can look at your pattern and decide. We're just gonna trim a sliver because I don't want this to be taller than the 8 1/2 inch folio we're making. And it's really hard, in my opinion, to line up an 8 1/2 inch tall piece of paper onto an 8 1/2 inch tall folio and get everything straight and have no issues. So now I have that little bit, just that tiniest bit of space there so that it can nestle right in there with no problem. So I hope that made sense. I'm just going to add a little bit of ink. One thing I realized on my original prototype, the paper I printed on the back of the flaps was the same. So we're going to get another look here, because this one I did the blue with the, I guess the little balls on the trees. And this one, it all coordinated. It was all that same green snowflakey paper. There's lots of choices in that paper kit. So you don't have to choose the ones that I've selected. There's so many to choose from, a lot of ornaments, and there's one that has like candy canes. Anyway, it's just so much fun. All right. Now, all I'm gonna do is put a thin bead of glue right here on that hinge. Get covered right along that edge. You don't need a lot. And then I'm going to come pretty close to the edge, because the other thing this is doing is it's giving me a little thickness on these flaps. I used the 90-pound cardstock that I pretty much craft with every day. I do the same thing with this one and glue it on this panel. It's not a super duper heavy duty cardstock, right? But it folds easily. It's definitely, you know, not just a piece of paper, copy paper, but yeah, it gives us, once we start doing all this layering, it really, my projects, I think, end up having just a nice feel and a nice weight to them. Okay, make sure I didn't glue it closed. Yeah, open those up, because if your glue oozed a little bit from your hinge, it might glue your flap down. Let's see how we're doing. See how easy that is? I mean, that's basically it. We're going to add some more pockets and, you know, decorations. I do have journaling, or just, I'm using a creamy color, just cardstock. So I have some writing space in here. The other one, I made some tags, but, you know, really easy project. Let's do the little corner pockets I did here. And I cut 2 3x3-inch squares, and I'm going to cut this one on the diagonal. I don't want my little Santa hat thingies to be upside down. So it's a 3x3-inch square, and I'm going to cut one on the diagonal this way for this side. So see, if I try to use this one over here, they're sideways, or I guess I could do one with a top tuck spot, but I don't want anything to fall out. So I'm going to save this for something else. I'm not sure what. And then this one, I want to go in that right-hand side. So I'm going to cut it on an angle, this orientation. Whoa, Pam. Don't get too excited with the 30-year-old trimmer. Somebody asked me about this chopper. That's a Creative Memories one that used to belong to some lady named Janet Snyder. I had one, and I don't know what happened to it. And I got this one at a secondhand store, but this one is from like 30-something years ago. I assume they still make it was called a personal trimmer. I assume they still make it. There's models out there by other brands, and again on Amazon, stuff that are very similar. But that one brought back a lot of memories of me scrapbooking when my kids were little. And I'm guessing my daughter absconded with it at some point through the years, because it was missing for a while, and then I found this one. Okay. There we go. Just glue on 2 sides, and I'm going to make those cute little pockets. And again, you can do a different pocket configuration. You can, you know, decorate all of these. You could use this as like a greeting card and have a quote or poetry or scripture or something, you know, on the different panels. It really is up to you. On the other one, I put, what did I use? I used something from my scraps to just make, yeah. I just used a little scrap from where I was making this large tag. I had a little sliver left, and I put it there for a pocket. So we'll see what we come up with for this one, because I have not made anything yet, any of the ephemera pieces. So I pre-cut a couple of pieces of cardstock. And again, I'm not worrying too much. I just had this ivory cardstock, and I'm like, oh, this is a nice weight. And even though there's a lot of white here, I like all the different colors. So we are going for it. I'm not going to worry about inking these. I'm going to keep them clean. and just put this down for some writing space. And again, if you have some fun holiday stamps, or if you want to add a sentiment, you know, whatever you want to do for yours, go for it. There we go. And just make sure you don't cross over. This one, I believe I did 3 1/4 inches by 8, and this one is 3 inches by 8. And they fit in here nicely. La la. And you don't have to do this if you don't want writing space. You could do a fun collage. You can do more pockets and ephemera. Just, again, make it your own. Bring that up just a touch. Okay. Loving it. I think I saved... Let me get this out of my way. I thought I had saved another piece of this to make a little something to go in that pocket, but I'm not seeing it right now. So we will just press on. I'm going to start digging through some of my scraps to find some cute things to decorate with. Oh, let me show you how I did those side load pockets on these 2 panels on the prototype. I took, and we'll just use this one because I have it on hand, and I just did a finger tear because I wanted it to look a little different. And we'll see how this turns out. Again, we'll have to trim just a sliver off the top or the bottom. It's a little wild with all the patterns, but that's okay. It's a Christmas themed folio. I just used my scissors and just did a sliver off of there. I'm going to add some ink, and we're just going to glue it down, and we can decorate it some more if we want to. Here we go. Right there. I love these. It looks like just a whole bunch of a string of lights. We'll do glue on the 3 sides with ornaments interspersed. And the ornaments might even be lights, right? We can use our imagination on what that's supposed to be in the image. Okay. Again, I think this will be a great, I don't know, can we call it, I guess I'll call it a tri-fold, I don't know. A great little folder that stays thin, any themed, again, that would look wonderful in any themed journal. I love having these extras. I decided to just use my ruler to get a somewhat straight edge. And we'll put this one over here. You can see where the paper, when I tore it, there's a whole bunch of just kind of the extra white. And I don't mind that. I'm going to add some ink, but I don't want it to be quite that thick. So we're just going to pull it off really quick. And then add our ink and glue this one down too. There we go. Oh, gosh. All right. So again, pretty simple techniques. I need to make sure when I glue this one down, I don't glue it down upside down. I like having some, like I said, intentionally, I tore the edges on this one, but I like having some of the different types of elements. I think it makes a project a little more interesting, or at least for me. Fun. Okay, let's glue this one down, and then maybe we'll look at the front and how we want to decorate that. And then I'll dig through my scraps a little bit and see if we find a few more little pieces to make this one special. But you definitely get the idea. Or I hope you do. And then you can run with yours. This would be cute with some kind of little topper up here. This got mangled somehow, but like something like that would be cute. I just said we were going to do the front. Now I'm grabbing something, but let's just glue it down. Why not? Okay, there's that one. And I don't want to forget, I still want to put some type of pocket inside. Okay, so this has a little bit more going on. This one, I ended up choosing the same pattern that I used for the flaps for the outside of this one. This one, there was kind of a pretty open space right here, so I put that wreath in the bow, one of these little banners. This has quite a bit happening. I'm thinking a pretty bow or something here, or again, I don't even know what all I grabbed. Some of these would be cute, perhaps. I like the size of those. This would be cute too, somewhere. And again, they're all different, and it's just adding some different pieces to it. Ooh, how about a belly band? Yeah, let's make this a belly band. This is from one of Joey Cardmaker's kits that I've been using this season. I recognize things as I go, but as little pieces end up not having gotten used in different projects, not because I didn't like them, I just didn't get around to it, or what I was working on, it just wasn't quite the right fit. But it's nice then to have a pile already kind of there for inspiration. Fun. All right, so fold this over. All right, back to the front, Let's see what we have. There's a little Santa there. I don't know how this Santa, I don't know that the colors for the front are exactly what I'm looking for. I do I do spend the majority of my time decorating, but that's the part I really enjoy too. How about Let's Be Jolly? It's cut out, it's the right size. It'll work. And I'm thinking we could do that there. What if, I don't know if it's gonna look right or not. You guys know I love this eyelash yarn. So I did a little gold bow on the front of this one, but I put one of these, a little bow I made with this on the inside of the other. Again, it's kind of like jewelry. I think you can mix and match your fibers and your ribbons. Just like I'm okay with mix and matching gold and silver. Now, some people will say, no, don't do that. And I will say, don't do it. Oh, I just untied my bow. I won't say I do it that often. Like when I'm wearing gold, I pretty much wear gold earrings, gold necklace, whatever. My wedding rings are white gold. They need to be cleaned. I'm looking at them. So I also wear quite a bit of like white gold and silver colored jewelry as well. But I don't worry about it. If I want to wear yellow gold, I wear it. Whoa. And I'm going to do the same thing with my fibers. If I want to use this fun, fluffy white, which I think goes pretty here, and put something different inside, that's what we're going to do. All right, we're going to glue this down. I'm going to wait to put the fluffy white because I am going to use a dab of wet white glue to hold it down. This is the Line Co. PVA glue. Did I show that to you guys this video yet? There it is. This is my everyday glue. I love art glitter glue. I love Barely Arts. You know, I love Fabrifix. I use all of them, but this is kind of just my everyday wet white glue. It works for me and it makes me happy, and it's a little less expensive, I think, than the art glitter glue. Okay, which is my other favorite. How about we put, I believe, I'm going to not center this one. I'm going to kind of just put it off to the side. I kind of like having words where this pattern of the paper comes together. All right, this one we're not going to center. We're going to kind of put it off to the right and down a little bit. And maybe a snowman, just for something different, and to get a circle. On this page, we have the circles and the ornaments there. All right. Ta-da! It's subtle because the colors just blend really well there. All right, now we have a belly band. We have these 2 side loads, and we have some writing space. Now let's see. I'm thinking, I definitely want like a tall tag or something. Why don't we make one out of this paper? And instead of mounting it on some of the cardstock, I think I'm just going to fold it over, and we're going to cut it so then it's a little bit thicker for a tag. And I'm going to just trim it off, I don't know, about that much. Hopefully I left it tall enough. I didn't leave it super tall, did I? There we go. But that's okay. And then, what else are we going to do? Let's add, let's see if I have anything in my little ribbon scrap bag here. Maybe a piece of this or a piece of that. I could get some other ribbons out. Oh, it's so silly. I have so much ribbon and lace, but I love to just find the little pieces that I'm like, oh, that's perfect, and use that. It just, I don't know, it makes me happy. Okay, let's try this one. It has a little bit of a green color in there. And I'm not even gonna glue this together or anything. I'm just gonna staple this at the top and just make it almost like a little piece of paper or something in there. And later I might do something like this. That's not the right one. But if I find a little tag or something that I think would look cute on there, I mixed and matched in the other one some of these fun vintage images, and the colors aren't more traditional Christmas, but I really liked how it looked. So we'll do the same. Using up what I have. All right, maybe right in the center. Why not? There we go. Now, let's see if we can use, it's folded, but that's okay. Let's use a little piece of this to make another little pocket. So we'll have a pocket that's a little more shallow, and it kind of coordinates with the silly little hats. And I'm not going to worry about putting a thumb notch in this one. It is going to be shallow enough. There we go. And I don't know, do I have any more? I have another pile of Christmas scraps somewhere that I could probably grab, but we're going to cut out one of these little labels and put it on that pocket. And then we'll see where we're at. Oh gosh. Very cute. All right. I'm going to go to the right with it. I hope I'm in camera. There we go. And then, let's see. He's not completely trimmed off, but I think these taller little pieces that I saw in my pile, do something like this. And Santa, you can do it. And then what's this one? A different Santa. And I think I'm going to put this one right there. And then I love these stockings. I don't know if I'm going to tuck them in somewhere, if I'm going to actually glue it down permanently onto the folio. That's how much I am liking these stockings. They would tuck in there. We already have a belly band here. What's happening here? Oh, you got to close this up, guys. And I do want to decorate the front of that. If you don't close it up, these don't close right. But if you close them, they're fine. All right. I don't see where this is going to work permanently affixed. So we'll just put it in the little side pocket here. And then we'll get to play with it. Okay. Something for right here. Not sure what that is going to be. I'm not sure. Sometimes when you're winging it like this, your scraps come together and you're like, oh wow, that was just made to go there. And then other times you're like, I had that one little journaling card. Here, we'll put this tree here. It's of a similar color from that retro Christmas kit that I have. That one was actually one of the tags from the kit. This is just part of the paper. Let's just see what happens. If I trim that, it kind of brings a little bit of the ivory in. We'll just lose a little bottom part of the tree. Whoops, that was not even close to being straight. I let it wiggle. Let's see if I can fix it without going too crazy. Ah, it's straight enough. Okay. Add a little ink, and then we may add a little label or something along with this. But let's get it on here and see what we think. I got all kinds of kind of modern Christmas themes, more vintage. This is a different kind of vintage. We just got all kinds of stuff going on. All right. Do I have, so there's some words. Look at that. Okay. How about, I pick stockings, because we'll hopefully they have their stockings hung somewhere near their Christmas tree. And at least it's a Christmassy word. There we go. Or just to remind you, oh, don't forget about your stockings. I have to get my stocking stuffers. And yes, I'm very aware my children are adults. I'm just not quite ready to give it up yet. I'm just not quite ready. They know that I'm the one who does their Christmas stocking. They're very aware, but I think they like it. And they always say thank you. They get a toothbrush, and they get some toothpaste, and they get usually a new deodorant and a lotion. What else do they get in their stocking? A little bit of candy. When they were younger, they usually got like a small gift card. Like for my son, he liked the ones, like the Apple Music gift cards. I don't even know if that's still a thing. Or maybe a Pokemon card. Now it's pretty much, last year I did something cute and got a bunch of the different like fidgets and things that you keep on your desk at work. And we'll put those in there. I'm not going to worry about filling those pockets yet. And that was a big hit. The kids really liked that. So here's a tag. We'll just put that as a placeholder so we remember what we're doing. Anyway, so I am going to get my stocking stuffers soon-ish. It's getting to be time. The girls, like I said, lip balm, that type of thing. Razors, just, you know, things that you have to spend your money on as an adult, but it's kind of fun to get into your stocking and be like, oh, if I can get them and remember I put an orange in there, at the bottom of the stocking, tradition. So they have a Christmas orange. Yeah, candy cane. that kind of stuff. So if you guys do stockings in your family, tell me what you put in them. I know it's a little different when you got little ones, but if you guys do that or not, I would love to know. I think I'm gonna put, just to put one more thing on the front, let's put this little gnomey Santa. He's a Santa gnome, and it kind of brings the circles together, and he's kind of the jolly old St. Nicholas. So we'll kind of just put him right there. And hopefully that will dry and won't move around. All right, I think we're good, everybody. I hope you guys will make one of these and let me know if you do and what you think of it. It was fun for me. I loved using up a few of my scraps and having another super easy tri-fold that opens up extra. It's a tri-fold with a twist. Maybe that's what I'll call it. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, I hope you have a great day. See ya.